Why do you want something? This can be materialistic, something spiritual, something psychological. Anything as long as you desire it, really. Why do you want it? Think about that reason. There's definitely a reason. Most likely more than one reason. Most of the time I think it's going to be a cover reason and then a true reason. Other times there won't be a cover reason. Other times there'll be a lot of different reasons. No cover reasons. A lot of times there'll be a lot of cover reasons. What are these so-called cover reasons? Well, they cover a deeper, darker reason, essentially. So, for example, right now I want to buy some clothes. Specifically, I want to buy some tank tops. My first reason that I say is because it would be convenient, and this requires some context. It would be more convenient to wear them to the gym and then wear a t-shirt after, rather than wearing a t-shirt there and then wearing another t-shirt after. So like using up less shirts in a sense, even though it's technically not, but like a tank top you can't really wear that formally, but the t-shirt you sort of can. But I don't think, and while that is definitely a reason, but it also is a cover reason, partially, I think. Because I also think I look good in tank tops. I like how I look. And that's sort of the darker reason, in a way. Sort of like pertaining to Jung's shadow. The darker self. We want things because it fulfills a desire. Some need. And we buy things primarily from emotions. And I think that's true. Because it's the salesman that connects with the customer that sells the most. You don't see many advertisements explaining like logical things about how this is like something 70% better. Actually, some brands do it, but I think it's because they're too big to fail. Apple, for example. And they do it for the people who actually care. But otherwise, even with Apple, they sell you something. They can sell you something because it speaks to your emotions. Apple is so big. And therefore you're kind of, there's a sort of, I don't want to say social pressure, but there is something there. And that speaks to your emotions. You don't want to be left out from the group, essentially. It's cool to get Apple things. Or it might be cool to not get Apple things. Both speak to emotions. So something they can do when you're questioning why you want something is, say you have the cost of something, $10. Does something cost $10? Give yourself that cost in cash. So imagine you had someone giving you $10, this $10 to me, right in front of me. And ask yourself, would you take it? Or would you not take it? Because what you're buying, when you're buying something, is you're essentially saying, I'm not going to take the money. That's what you're sacrificing. And it's a different way to frame how you spend money, but I think it's very useful. This doesn't mean that you should always save money. Money is designed and is meant to be spent. But that doesn't mean that you should not question that thing's worth. You definitely should. What about intangible things? For example, what if I want to be famous. Personally, I don't want to be famous. But let's just say that I do. Why? Because I can achieve a greater income by being famous, by being well known. I'll get many more sponsorships. It'll be much easier to become wealthy. Now that's very true. But I think you and I both know that's a cover reason. I think the main reason is for my ego. My ego will be satisfied that I am famous. I have a desire to be liked, to be admired, to be wanted. And that's fulfilled by being famous. To an extent. I think the point of all this is to just keep asking why. Until you get to a root that you can no longer get another answer to another why. I think that will serve you.